Hello and welcome to today's Nordic Market news. It's Friday, 9th of June, and we just had a lunch break here in Sweden. We've had a pretty uneventful week this week in the Nordic markets, but yesterday was the so-called Triple Threat Thursday. And now that those uncertainties seem to be removed, all markets are actually up. Let's take a look at the main index movements of the four Nordic main markets for the week. We have in OMXS 30, which is Stockholm, Sweden. The week to date is plus 0.2%, whereas the movement today is 0.4%. So although the uptick is today and more than that. OBX in Oslo is down 0.8% and flat today. And OMX C20 in Copenhagen is down 0.9%, but up 0.4% today. And OMX H25 in Helsinki is slightly up today and for the week as well. The main 40 companies is down 0.2% for the week and up 0.5%. All right, let's take a look at some corporate news as usual, and we'll start with Sweden, which was closed on Tuesday due to the annual national holiday. And I was actually away then traveling, and I saw some, because it was great weather, some rowboat lawnmowers from Husqvarna. And the weather was nice, but it's been worse in April and May. And they yesterday actually said to the market that they've had a tough start to the quarter, which is the most important in Husqvarna's books. So the share actually lost a whole 5% yesterday, and it's further down today slightly. So it's going to be an exciting report from Husqvarna. Other than that, the main movements is again for the third week in a row H&M, the retailer of fashion. And that stock is down a further 4% this week with no particular news having come out. There's been a further target price downgrade from Morgan Stanley, a renowned analyst, and also Dagens Industri had several pages about how gloomy their outlook is. So yeah, let's see what they can come up with in their report, which is due in just a few weeks. On the other side of the scale, we have Fingerprint, the biometric company providing finger sensors for mobile phones. They actually seem to be out of the dusk now and up 20% for the week. The main news in Fingerprint was that on, I think it was Wednesday, they announced that their sensors are included in some smart cards. Two smart card vendors have plans of including fingerprint sensors from fingerprint cards in their cards. And one of them is said to be a so-called tier 1 supplier. So maybe the smart card market is taking off now for fingerprint cards. The movement so far this week for Fingerprint is down 44% for the week for the year. So they have some recap to do there. All right, Denmark, no big news there. The C20 index, which was down 0.9% for the week, has been repopulated or will be repopulated, and they have announced what companies will be replaced. William Demant, which is a hearing aid provider, and Nets, which is a payment solutions company, they are about to leave that index, and both lost quite substantial shares, some 2% of their market caps. Instead, Nordea, the bank, and FLSmidth, which is a supplier of goods to the cement and minerals industries, will replace them. And FLSmidth, they advanced, I think, 2-3% for the week, whereas Nordea is influenced by totally other factors. That was not the corporate news, but it was an index news. The main corporate news that I found was Vestas windmill supplier. They announced a big order from Argentina on Tuesday, and they are up about 6% for the week. That order was 220 megawatts, which could be some 100 windmills. So they were by far the winner in Copenhagen. All right, Norway. One of the news there is for an unlisted company, Infront, the owner of Direkt. They announced their intention to go public in a while on the Oslo Stock Exchange, which means that Direkt will be owned by a publicly listed company. And they will also raise capital in order to further their expansion through acquisitions. And among listed companies, Grieg Seafood, which is one of Norway's many salmon companies, they lost 5% of their market cap yesterday. And it was due to findings of salmon infection in one of its fish farms in the northernmost part of Norway, which is also the northernmost part of Europe, sorry. And finally, Finland. The winner there on the H25 index is Outokumpu, which is a supplier of stainless steel. And I think it might have to do with the falling prices of iron ore, which is one of the key components of stainless steel. That was it for today, and welcome back next week for that week's edition of Nordic Market News. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.